Last up for you, please welcome David O'Neill, who's Supply Chain Director at Highways England.
There's one benefit actually of going last, because you can reflect on what people have actually talked around, and then you've got a chance to kind of gather your thoughts. So I think for me, just listening to people that are kind of critical for Highways England and national infrastructure, talking about the things we've talked around, Dave Wright talking around the collaboration and how we work and the results we achieve, Brian talking around the customer, and then last Matt around the safety. You know, I'm thinking to myself, our three imperatives as a business are kind of at the forefront of people's thinking. So for me, that is good in terms of where we're at and equally where we're heading. I think welcoming the Transport Focus report this morning, you heard our Chief Executive talking about that report and how we recognise kind of what is in that. Big focus in terms of that customer experience. And I think for me, actually having been time served within this civil engineering infrastructure sector, actually where we are in terms of putting the customer at the heart of our business, at the heart of our operating, to me is still a fundamental step change we need to make as a sector. I think of some of the things that we are starting to do, working with suppliers. We talk around smarter asset management, smarter use. Those of you that just heard Jim O'Sullivan speaking, you heard about the 4-night closure on the M25 and what we achieved, the productivity. And that's actually treating that possession of the network as we have that opportunity. We must absolutely maximise that as far as we as far as we possibly can. The other element for me is around technology. This smart data, all these ideas, this is not out there, not happening there. This is actually happening to us now. So actually smarter use of technology. I've had numbers of you in the room have come to me with some ideas that it will improve dimensions for customer, for safety, for delivery. We still have too much friction in the system. Ideas are getting through, but how are we really kind of harvesting that as a sector? And that's not, can we change the standards? Is it a departure? How are we ready to actually harness that innovation and take it on to make sure we don't get left behind? And most importantly, we're actually making people's lives better. My life, your life, people that depend on the strategic road network. So for me, I'm kind of seeing progress. We're making new models. You think about the East Midlands. Big focus around that. And I know there's a lot of talk around the back-end delivery. And is that quite right? The big element is fundamentally about understanding the asset, getting the planning right, and then actually making the right interventions. That's where the big benefits. So yes, we can think about, is it the right delivery? Is that the way forward? But we've actually got to think about the fundamental of what we're about, that is transforming people's lives and doing things for the customers. Thank you.
Thanks, David. I'm sure a lot of people agree with that. Well, let's